is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. For the second time in less than a week, Crawford County got hit with a flash flooding after another round of heavy rain that also brought a tornado warning with it just a short time ago that is now expired. Here's a picture from Rita Chancellor along Highway 35. Part of that highway was shut down earlier, but is now reopened. There are no reports of major damage. On Saturday, parts of state highways in Gays Mills also had to be temporarily shut down due to flash flooding. We're told there was $290,000 in damage over the weekend in Crawford County. And let's get the latest on the storms in your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, Charlotte, things are winding down over southwestern Wisconsin, which is good news because they've had far too much rain. You can see on high-resolution Doppler radar right now, nothing across Crawford County, although there are a couple of thunderstorms or at least heavier showers over northeastern Iowa. But over the last 12 hours, you can see a narrow band of perhaps as much as 4 to 5 or maybe locally 6 inches of rain running from northeastern Iowa all the way through the Eastman area, and then a little lesser amounts to the north and east of there. But across the rest of southern Wisconsin, things are pretty quiet other than a few showers and thunderstorms up around Toma to just north of Viroqua. Those will head eastward and affect Juneau and Adams counties over toward Wisconsin Dells. But upwind from that, not much going on to the west, so I think most of the thunderstorm activity will be over with this evening. Temperatures right now are in the middle 70s. A cloud cover held temperatures down again across much of southern Wisconsin along with the showers. Notice farther out to the west, Decorah, Iowa at 81 degrees. That's where the atmosphere is a little bit more unstable. Dew point temperatures, though, are in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees, so it's very humid. That will keep our low temperature up to about 66 for tonight. Again, the showers and thunderstorms should be over by mid-evening. Tomorrow, mainly dry with a high of 83, although there could be a late afternoon shower or thunderstorm. I'll have more on weather in just a few minutes.
We're following breaking news. I-94 westbound is closed near Oconomowoc. According to our news partners at WISN, officials say they are searching for an armed robbery suspect. Residents in the area have been told to shelter in place. We'll bring you what you need to know on News 3 Now and Channel3000.com throughout the night. Legislators are finalizing their version of the state budget this week. Republicans want more than $3 billion in income and property tax cuts. They're also proposing an additional $128 million in funding to K-12 schools. That's less than what the governor proposed. They also allotted less money than the governor wanted towards state building projects and broadband expansion. Wisconsin's land stewardship program would also be extended 4 years instead of 10. And at its core, the budget is a partisan battle over policy, and that's playing out on the assembly floor today. Naomi Coles joins us now with what to expect. Naomi?
Every 2 years, the state legislature does some of its most significant work. Today and tomorrow, the Assembly and Senate are debating, and they're set to approve the biennial budget. Now, Republicans are making tax cuts a headline, while Democrats say that this budget leaves education chronically underfunded.
By far the biggest thing that the legislature does every 2 years.
Oh, that today is usually one of the most exciting days of the session.
The latest version of the budget invests just enough from a surplus to protect billions in federal aid to schools.
Republicans focused on using the surplus in a way that meets the bare minimum federal requirements.
We look for ways to give that money back to the hardworking taxpayers of Wisconsin.
But Democrats say there's not nearly enough new money for education, since much of it is just replacing money that schools would otherwise lose through proposed property tax cuts.
When we look at the actual investments made in education, this budget is among the worst of the last decade.
The big question mark is whether the governor will allow billions in new income and property tax cuts to go through, which is how Republicans have decided to use $4.4 billion in unexpected extra funds.
Luckily in Wisconsin, we are able to return real dollars on a permanent basis so that people can use those to make decisions for their own families as opposed to depending on government.
It's people making more than $100,000 a year that would see most of the cuts. So if you make between $100,000 and $125,000 a year, you'll get about $1,000 in savings. But if you make between $40,000 and $50,000 a year, only a $115 annual savings. According to census data, the median household income statewide is just under $62,000. Now, debate over the budget is still ongoing on the floor. It's likely to continue for hours into the night, but there's really been no significant changes today. The most significant is one that would make it a little bit harder for the governor to veto parts of the budget. Democrats did introduce some amendments earlier this afternoon, but they all failed in vote.
This bipartisan breakthrough is a great deal for the American people. Not just for folks in cities, not just for red states or blue states, but for everybody.
President Biden touted a bipartisan infrastructure proposal in La Crosse today. He was joined by Governor Evers, Senator Tammy Baldwin, and other leaders at the Municipal Transit Utility Center. Brady Mallory joins us now with more on the president's message during his trip to the Badger State.
Well, President Biden's infrastructure plan has a big price tag, but he says the country will see a return on investment. Biden's infrastructure package includes $109 billion for roads, bridges, and other major projects. It could help fix approximately 1,000 structurally deficient bridges in Wisconsin. That's according to a 2020 report. He says the goal is to make them safer for the people to drive on them and to create millions of new jobs to fix them.
Y'all know that feeling. Losing time, sitting in traffic, or being rerouted because the bridge isn't wide enough or the road is poorly maintained. This deal is going to put Americans back to fixing all of that.
President Biden says his plan also focuses on eliminating PFAS from lakes and rivers and boosting America's power grid.
The president's trip comes as he continues to reassure Republicans that he will sign the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Last week, he indicated he wouldn't unless Congress passed a second, larger spending bill, then later walked back his veto comments. GOP leaders continue to raise questions.
He continues to send mixed messages, confusing messages to the people of Wisconsin, let alone the members of Congress. And so the real question is, does Chuck Schumer agree with him? The real question is, does Nancy Pelosi agree with him? Are they going to adhere to this alleged one bill and he'll sign it?
Congressional Democrats say they'll work on that larger reconciliation bill over the next few weeks. The White House says the president looks forward to signing both bills, but he will leave the order and sequencing up to the leaders in Congress. Turning to COVID-19 now, cases are still trending up in Wisconsin. The 7-day average of new cases is now 73. The 7-day average for new deaths is also trending up. More than 3,000 Wisconsinites are newly vaccinated. That means about 46% of Wisconsin is now fully vaccinated. About half the state has gotten at least one dose of a vaccine. An average of 300 Americans, 1 or 2 here in Wisconsin, still die every day from COVID-19. Doctors say that number could be practically zero if everyone who is eligible got the vaccine. And as Christina Laurie explains, they have the data to back it up.
Almost every American who died from COVID-19 last month was unvaccinated. More than 18,000 COVID deaths were reported in May, and according to the CDC, only 150, less than 1% of those people were fully vaccinated.
That's remarkable because we did not see these outcomes in other vaccines.
From the flu shot to the polio vaccine, SSM Health's Mo Carbat says no vaccination has ever been this effective. A remarkable outcome, but not necessarily unexpected.
Months later, with hundreds of millions of people vaccinated around the world, those numbers are holding.
UW Health Dr. Jeff Pothoff says vaccine efficacy was first proven in clinical trials, and now, 8 months later, has become reality. 99% of people currently hospitalized with COVID-19 here in Wisconsin are eligible for the vaccine, but have not received it. 95% of Wisconsinites who died last month were unvaccinated.
That second number being a little bit lower, just because those individuals who are getting COVID-19 who are fully vaccinated, usually there's got to be a lot of other stuff going on to set you up for that.
People who've received organ transplants, are currently fighting cancer, or those with other underlying undiagnosed conditions might not receive full protection from the vaccine. But other than that,
everyone 12 and up should get the vaccine.
The vaccine that could soon have doctors calling COVID completely preventable. In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
If you'd like to schedule a vaccine appointment, head to our website to search for your nearest provider just by entering your zip code. Getting to some of the Midwest's largest cities could get a lot easier. A proposal for a high-speed train has taken another step forward. That's next on News 3 Now at 6.
Ooh, how much are these?
2 as low as $59.95.
I'll take them all. I'll mark them up at least 10 times.
I'm sorry, but your card was declined.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2-pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies.
That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans
to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Only my good side. How was Stanton Optical? Terrible?
It was the best experience. I got a same-day eye exam and just picked up my new glasses.
Cut! We can't use this one either.
Walk-in eye exams without the drama. 2-pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A new donation from a national phone company will help kids in our communities get connected with the internet. U.S. Cellular donated $24,000 to the Dane County Boys and Girls Club to buy 35 wireless MiFi hotspots. The donation also includes at least 13 months of service. Even though kids are heading back to in-person learning, Boys and Girls Club leaders say internet access is still vital to learning.
These wireless hotspots are going to, in my opinion, drastically improve the lives of our club members and their families by providing access to high-speed internet to enhance their learning and their experiences and their ability to be able to do their homework, to be able to do things outside of school and give them the opportunity to get on the internet just like you and I do at home every day.
The MiFi hotspots increase internet access at the club and are also lent out to families to access at home. A project to extend Amtrak service is moving forward. A second passenger train that will run between St. Paul and Chicago is expected to begin daily service in 2024. Minnesota lawmakers have set aside $10 million for this project. That money was the final piece needed to jumpstart the project. Minnesota now joins the federal government, Wisconsin, and Amtrak in funding the service. The capital portion cost over $53 million. The trip would take about 7.5 hours and would take about 124,000 passengers between St. Paul and Chicago each year. Still ahead at 6, Pride Month ends on the calendar tomorrow, but the work towards progress is far from over. Winona's new police chief explains how he's using his background to help. Plus, Gary is back with the latest on the rain in your First Warn forecast.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes.
Celebrate this 4th of July knowing you look your best with Plexiderm.
Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to like get rid of the bags? And
yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it. This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95. See it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
He's here! He's here!
It's happening!
What can I get you, young man?
Free installation!
Coming right up.
Feldco's biggest sale of the year. Free installation. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
Free installation on window siding and doors ends Wednesday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
The end of Pride Month certainly doesn't mark the end of the progress. Monona's new police chief is reminded of that every day. Jamie Perez shares the triumphs and challenges he faces being the city's first black and openly gay police chief.
Monona Police Chief Brian Cheney Austin knows he comes from a unique background.
I grew up in the city of Chicago, and I didn't have a lot of good, positive encounters growing up with police officers.
Considering that, it's funny the career he's chosen. But his outlook changed when he met one cop as a teenager.
It wasn't until I encountered a police officer who had stopped simply to say hi, and I was, dumbfounded by that.
His mind was changed. Plus, he had never before seen anyone of his background in a position of leadership before. Now, he leads the Monona Police Department as its first black and openly gay chief.
I recognize that this is not mission accomplished, right? I recognize the great amount of work that lies ahead, but this isn't a step in the right direction.
Sworn in on the first day of Pride Month, he calls it progress.
I don't think I would have been here 20, 30 years ago.
But there are still many more challenges ahead, and some members of the community have made that clear, even in his first 30 days.
There have been some folks who think I should be moving faster, moving more fiercely. Change takes time. I've been at this for a month, and I think I've already incorporated some of my vision and ideas with respect to some of the changes that I expect will be occurring here, but it will take time.
Many of those challenges he knows firsthand from experience.
It's very much stereotyping me or placing me in different groups or segments or on different facets of community, and without even knowing me, just based on my sexual orientation or the color of my skin.
Things he's prioritizing one day at a time.
Do as much as I can to encourage good, positive community engagement, to encourage good, healthy, and diverse hiring practices.
In Monona, I'm Jamie Perez.
And so I promise you we will get there at some point, but it will not be an overnight evolution.
News 3 now.
Cheney Austin wanted to make the message clear that change does not rest on his shoulders alone. He has an open-door policy and wants to hear from community members about the changes they wish to see. You can contact him at the Monona Police Department to be part of the change. Gary Canalti is back now with the latest check of the rain.
Hopefully for some it's going away, and one area that doesn't need another drop of rain is Crawford County. This is just from this afternoon. They picked up anywhere between 4 and maybe as much as 6 inches or more of rain around Eastman. This is just a little south of the area of heaviest rain that fell Saturday, which is mainly northeast of Eastman through the northern portion of the county. But as you can see on high-resolution Doppler radar, there's a shower just to the east of the, or just to the west of the Mississippi River, east of Eastman, that could could bring some brief heavy downpours. There's also a line of showers and thunderstorms that extends from around Camp Douglas to just north of Viroqua. This area is moving toward the east and southeast. If there are any stronger thunderstorms, they're more likely with this line here. I think the northern part of the line will be more likely to produce any stronger thunderstorms. The southern part of the line will start weakening as it pushes in an area that picked up a fair amount of rain earlier this afternoon. A little wider radar perspective really shows nothing to the north and west, just a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms, and those should die down pretty quickly after sunset. So I'm thinking most of the rain chances will be from early to mid-evening, and then by late evening, the rain chances will be gone. But just over the last 5 days, this little bullseye here around Prairie du Chien, north of Prairie du Chien, 5 inches or more generally across the northern and central portions of Crawford County, but this area in yellow may have picked up over a foot of rain just over the last 5 days alone. Other areas like south and east of Madison, north of the Dells, 1 to 3, maybe locally 4 inches of rain. And then there are other areas like southern portions of Columbia County, and then parts of Iowa and Grant County that may have picked up only perhaps a quarter to a half inch of rain. So some people still need the rain, others don't. Right now temperatures are in the mid-70s through much of Wisconsin because of the cloud cover, but you get some sunshine out to the west, those temperatures jump up into the 80s, and then that western heat wave now extending through much of Montana where temperatures are in the middle 90s. Dew point temperatures are about 70 degrees or above from Madison to the south and east. But notice the air starts to dry out farther to the north and west. Eventually, that will be a trend that'll be moving in here over the next couple of days. It'll be a slow process, but by the end of the week, the air will dry out, and we should see generally dry weather. Notice the jet stream winds coming a little bit more northwesterly up to the north. So that's what will start pushing that drier air down in our direction. Right underneath the jet stream, this front parallels the front, the stationary front, so there's really nothing to push it along. But eventually, those northwesterly winds will start pushing it south and east, and that will start to bring in warm but generally dry weather as we head toward the end of the week. For tomorrow, high of 83, warm, still a little humid, and there could be a chance for a shower or thunderstorm late in the afternoon. Future track, again, by mid to late evening, most of the rain is gone. Then for tomorrow, look for a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm to pop up in the afternoon. Those will die down in the evening. And Thursday, the same thing. A little shift of winds to the north and east could pop up a shower or thunderstorm. And then after that, we should see some pretty nice weather. In fact, if we take a look at precipitation, a few areas may still pick up a half inch in a shower or thunderstorm the next couple of days. Most of us less than that. And notice we dry out for the 4th of July weekend, and then temperatures warm up next week. Humidity comes back, and so do the thunderstorms.
And coming up in sports, the Bucks locked in for tonight's Game 4 in Atlanta, while the old cliche, one game at a time, is so important to Milwaukee. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Your pipes need to loosen up. Your furnace needs to chill out. No more Freon for your AC. You don't need a working ceiling fan. Nothing can stop me from causing problems in your home. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
That's right, Pesky. Your problems are plunged.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
I learned long ago, if you've got the right tools and a little know-how, you can do it yourself. And no wall of mine's gonna get some dime a dozen paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Premium performance from start to that tough, washable, one-coat finish. It exceeds expectations of what makes great paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, right now at Menards.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. but they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning, we'll preview the first group to host a convention at the Monona Terrace since the pandemic.
And Austin is looking ahead to a beautiful 4th of July weekend. Join us from 4:30 until 7.
The Bucks have a huge opportunity tonight in Atlanta. Win Game 4 and then head back to Milwaukee with a chance to close out the series Thursday and advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1974. But a Finals appearance isn't on the minds of the Bucks, nor is Game 5. The only thing they're thinking about is Game 4, because the Deer know a 3-1 series lead is a lot different than a series tied at 2.
I don't care about the finals. I don't care about the end of the finals. I don't care about the summit of the finals. What I care about is Game 4, you know, and that's the message to the whole team. You got to take it possession at a time, game at a time.
We're not thinking about 2 games away from the finals like you guys keep saying. We're just thinking about the next game, trying to get this next one. I'm here before we go back home.
Kobe King has found a new home to play basketball. After receiving a waiver from the NCAA, the former Badger has committed to Valpo. Remember, King left Wisconsin in the middle of the 2019-2020 season, committed to Nebraska for a second before signing an agent to enter the NBA G League draft. After going undrafted, he joined the Crusaders. The Buffalo Sabres made it official and named former Badger player and coach Don Granato the 20th head coach in franchise history. Last season, he served as the interim head coach for the team's final 28 games, going 9-16-3. Granato was a captain on UW's 1991 national championship team. Jake Ferguson and Josh Steltner headlined the 9 Badgers named to Pro Football Focus's preseason All Big Ten teams. Now, Ferguson, who led Wisconsin in receiving last year, was tabbed a first-teamer, along with Steltner, who PFF called one of the best pass-protecting guards in the conference. The complete list of Badgers named preseason All Big Ten is on our website. Judah Albany advanced to the Division IV state final, but fell to Michigan 6-3 in the title game. Later tonight, Dodgeville will play Prescott for a Division III state championship. And fresh off the Wisconsin guys finishing 1-2 in the Seniors Players Championship, Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker sit in the top 10 in the Schwab Cup standings. Kelly stayed number 1 while Stricker moved up 6 spots to 6th. Both have 2 wins this season on the Champions Tour. Always better when they're doing well.
Yes.
For me, at least.
We're all happier then. Gary's here with the final check of your forecast.
Watching a narrow line of showers and thunderstorms west of the Dells. Those are moving east-southeastward and could affect areas north of Madison, but future track precipitation doesn't show too much in the way of additional precipitation from those. Look for temperatures that are in the middle 70s right now to drop into the middle 60s by morning. High tomorrow about 83.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.